Hello, I'm Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law. I'm Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law, helping seniors protect their assets and legacies. Let me get you straight there. All right, good deal. So, good to be here with you today. This is the Elder Law Report. This is my weekly question and answer on Periscope and or Meerkat. So please log on. If you can, please log on and swipe right, okay? And invite people to join. Share our broadcast, all right? Swipe and share our broadcast with your friends. And we want people to log on, ask us questions. Yes, I have a name tag on that says, Greg, I'm an attorney here in North Carolina. That's so I don't forget my name, and so that the people that I meet with, even for the first time, don't forget my name. Every attorney in our office, every staff member in our office has one of these name tags. So you know exactly who they are. I wear the American flag pendant because I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and we love our veterans. We try to help them as much as possible. So even if you log on from around the nation, I'm a North Carolina attorney, so obviously any information I put out would be applicable in the state of North Carolina. So just to put that out, but please join us. Would love to entertain you for a few minutes. Our topic today is the top 3 things. Actually, it's the top 3 questions you have about elder law, that people have about elder law. And it's also the top 3 things you need to know, but these are the top 3 things that I've found through giving educational talks and things of that nature. One that I gave yesterday even, where these questions were the most frequent, okay? And we'll start talking about that here in a second. I'm going to try to pull this up on my laptop as well. Here we go. Just popped up. I'm going to pull this up on the laptop as well so I can take your questions a little easier. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining. I think Julia has joined there. So looks like my laptop's connecting here, and then we'll be off and running. Okay, here we go. So pump me up, give me a lot of hearts, and I'd appreciate it, okay? So the top 3 things. One yesterday was, that we talked about is, not having a lot of debt. Is that protection against a spin down, against a Medicaid spin down, or against the danger of paying large amounts of money for long-term care, against lien protection, things of that nature. And, we had somebody yesterday who asked a question, hey, my husband is shrewd. He's frugal. He's, we don't have hardly, any debt at all, or we don't have any debt. What do we have to worry about? Everything we have is paid for. We have a bunch of rental houses. They're personally in our own name. And we don't have any worries because we've lived right. We've paid off all our debt. We don't have any mortgages. We've paid everything cash out of pocket. And, my question to her was simply, okay, so if you or your husband have a long-term care event and it costs you $75,000 to $100,000 per year to pay for that care indefinitely, is that going to put a dent in your finances? Are the rental houses still going to be okay? Is the bank account going to still be okay? Are the monies that you have in savings, is that going to be okay? And there's a puzzled look, and the answer is no. No. It doesn't matter how much money you have at that rate of a spin down, you're not going to be okay. There's not going to be really anything okay about it. It's going to be very hard for you to maintain your lifestyle and your savings if you're spending down money at that rate. So, to maintain your lifestyle and your savings. In addition, what should you do to get some protection? What should you do in that case? Well, just ballparking it, just from my experience and my knowledge of elder law, my initial recommendation is, okay, just from a liability standpoint, need to separate that liability with the rental houses and the personal income. That way, if you get sued above and beyond by a renter, by somebody leasing a place that says, you didn't fix the steps right or something, and we fell down the steps and broke our legs, or we're paralyzed or something, and you can't pay that, you need to bifurcate your liability, separate your liability from your business liability, which should be your rentals, which would involve maybe setting up an LLC and putting all the rental houses in that LLC, and then controlling that LLC, putting it all in one box and separating it so that no matter if the insurance covered it or not, it wouldn't come back against your personal assets. They couldn't attack your house, your car, your savings for retirement, things of that nature. So you're totally exposed there, in my mind, if you haven't made that protection. That's just one thing. Then you have to fund that LLC, do all the deed transfers over so the LLC owns it, for instance. You could do similar work with trust, okay? Either one would work very well in this instance. I think an LLC I'd feel more comfortable with an LLC if I had a lot of rentals to deal with and manage that just in the same box. If you really wanted to get complicated with it, but very protective with it, we'd put each one of those rentals in its own box or LLC, and then encase that in a larger box, which would be an LLC that owned all those sub-LLCs. Now you're really talking about things that involve a lot of legal work, but are really top tier liability protection strategies, okay? Just putting degrees of separation between your personal assets and wealth and what you've worked for your entire life, and your business assets or other things that you've devised or developed in your life and bought to provide income for you through retirement, okay? Obviously, it would be up to the senior as to how many boxes or levels of protection they wanted to add there. But you could see how that could go on for quite a while and be very exhaustive to another plaintiff's attorney or someone individual who was money hungry trying to get at their personal nest egg and assets. It would be very hard for them to do. So layers of protection. It's just like, that's how you stay warm in the winter. Wear layers, right? Same thing with legal planning in that sense of the word, okay, or in that situation. Also, you might want to look at doing some deed planning on your homestead. So we add a protective deed there, like a Ladybird deed, and maybe look at how many cash assets you have that are personal to you, and whether a trust or some type of Medicaid asset protection trust or other type of instrument might be best for you to make sure that we protect what you have. Are you a veteran? Is your husband a veteran? Are you both veterans? Is there something we need to know? Like, did you serve one day during wartime? Are you eligible for aid and attendance? Could we easily qualify you for veterans aid and attendance? That could add up to $2,500 to $2,750 if both were veterans per month, maximum benefit to your monthly income. That could help out a lot if one of you had some type of long-term care situation. So yes, are there things to talk about? Hey, do you even have your foundations in place? Do you have your general durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will? So is there anything to talk about there? It's great that you were shrewd with your money, but have you been shrewd and prudent with your legal planning and protective legal planning strategies? That's where I come in. That's where an elder law attorney, estate planning and elder law attorney, comes in. So yes, you still have things to be concerned about. In fact, I think you probably have more to be concerned about than the normal person, okay, or the average person. Can I use a Ladybird Deeds on a rental house? That's a very good question. In North Carolina, you would not be able to use a Ladybird Deed under the rules. That's not what it's meant for. Thank you very much. That's J. Robbie or Roby 149. So no, you would not be able to use a Ladybird Deed on the rental house. That is specifically for the homestead. Now, it could be for the house and 1 acre around it, if that's what the house and land is, or it could be a house and 1,000 acres that are connected with it, okay? So, and you know, are there other tracts that are hanging out there? The property might have been divided up. I see that all the time. That could be combined. Right now, I'm the only attorney I know that has written a Ladybird deed of combination. I do it all in one deed. No sense in doing a combo deed and a Ladybird deed. But I pride myself on that. Being efficient and prudent with your money and with your legal documents, that's the way to draft. No, it's for your home, and that's what it's meant for. You have to use other strategies for the rental house. But are there strategies? Yes, there are. And I'd be glad to meet with you and talk about those legal strategies. So, contact our firm. Private message me on Twitter, @LawyerGreg. Let me know your question. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And strategies, more advanced strategies on how to protect your rental property, the farmland in the upper part of the county, or the house at the beach or the house in the mountains, okay? Other properties, okay, besides the one you live on, can be protected as well, and should be protected. Especially in planning ahead, it becomes much easier to do. Number two, top 3 questions that I get about elder law. What if my daughter predeceases me? So talking about a situation where there's an executor, a power of attorney or a healthcare power of attorney, and the attorney in fact or the executor is, say, I look at it like a ball game. If the first attorney in fact you've appointed fouls out, you need to have somebody coming off the bench to take that person's place. If that person fouls out, is unable or unwilling to serve, then you need to have another person coming out off the bench to take that person's place. And you should go, in my opinion, 2 to 3 people deep for subs. You need to have a deep bench, okay, for subs there, so that that document grows with you and lasts you throughout your entire life. Just in case, heaven forbid, your husband or wife passed away and was unable to serve as your attorney in fact for your business, personal and business affairs, or for your healthcare decisions. So you automatically have that trusted son or daughter coming in to make those decisions for you and handle affairs. And you don't have to get that document redone or have any new legal work done if that husband or wife, that first person, passes away that you had in there. And the document should be written as such. Should my wife be unable or unwilling to serve, and name your wife, then I nominate or I designate my daughter and her name to serve as my lawful attorney in fact, okay, in her stead. And then we can add other people in there so that we have people to take the primary attorney in fact to take that person's place, okay? So that's my answer to that question. And it's important to have that if that's available. The last one, number 3, last but not least, might be the most one. This should have been number 1. Hey, I have a will. Do you do wills? Yes, we do wills. Hey, I have a will, so I'm good. I already have my will done. We had our wills done. Okay? That's great. But I know that there's a 7 out of 10 chance that everybody over 65 right now is going to need some type of long-term care during their life, whether it be in-home, assisted living, or nursing home care. Just based on our healthcare technology and the age of people right now in the population, that's just the facts, according to a 2005 U.S. Department of Health and Human Services report. So, if you have a will, that is great, and I think that's great. I'd love to take a look at that will, make sure it is up to snuff. I do that all the time, just to check those documents out. But if we're passing your home, for instance, through your will, then what do? And I've talked about this before. We open it up to a probate estate down at the courthouse. So you got to go down to the courthouse. You have to pay to open the estate. You have to publish it in the paper most times. Wait 90 days, not for people to throw money into your estate so that you have more there, but for people to attach liens, like Medicaid liens, liens for health care costs the last year of your life. Heaven forbid you had a car wreck and insurance didn't cover the whole amount. That lien could attach, okay? any lien, any debt that has been unpaid or comes in on the estate, sold to pay for the Medicaid lien or whatever other lien there was. And we see that happen all the time to pay for healthcare liens. So I'm glad you have a will. But to me, the will is just the safety net. Whatever we don't directly make transferable upon death assets that travels outside of the probate estate, directly to, the financial industry is way ahead on this. If you have a life insurance policy and you place a beneficiary on there, who gets the money? Does it go to the estate? Hopefully you haven't placed the beneficiary as the estate. You've named a beneficiary, a primary, secondary beneficiary. You have people coming off the bench there too. So you've named that beneficiary, and it's going to pass directly to the person that you named by check that they cash, and no liens attached. Okay, that's how we want to make your real estate, your house that you work for 30 or 40 years during your life. That's how we want to make that work as well. So just going over the top 3 questions. Not having debt is not a protection against a Medicaid spend down or against a large monetary money spend down, paying large amount for long-term care. It's not protection. That's great. It's smart that you don't have debt, but it's not protection. What if my daughter predeceases me, or one of my attorney-in-facts that I've named predeceases me? We list multiple to come in and take and replace. So that's something we work on. Executors the same way. And I have a will. That's great that you have a will, but that's probably the worst place that we could pass property. We want to try to prevent that if possible and protect that property. So that's what we talk about when I meet with a person who is interested in doing some protective planning and seeing what options are out there. Hey, I'm Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law. And this has been the Periscope Q&A. I'm on Periscope today, not Meerkat. Love both audiences. But this has been the Periscope Q&A, the Elder Law Report. I'm with McIntyre Elder Law, helping seniors protect their assets and legacies. Share us on Twitter. Share us on, friend us on Facebook. Follow us. Our Twitter handle, I'm @LawyerGreg. @LawyerGreg. Okay. So look us up, and we'll come to you every week on Friday. Generally Friday at noon. Okay. So count on Friday at noon from now on, and we'll discuss an elder law topic. If you have an elder law question or topic, email me at greg@mcelderlaw.com. Look us up online. You can contact me on the site as well. I do tons of media, write lots of articles about elder law and estate planning issues. mcelderlaw.com, and follow us on Periscope, okay, @LawyerGreg. It's been great speaking with you today. Thank you for the questions, and you have a great day.